host, Queen G of Queen G Live Experience. I have a guest for you today that is powerful, amazing, definitely in the community. And I'm just so honored and humbled to even be able to sit down and talk with this gentleman about a lot of the issues that are happening in our communities and things like that. We're going to really give you some insight tonight that's different, and take you into a whole nother world. So anyway, guys, without any further ado, let us welcome our champion. I'm going to call him Mr. Chaplain Del Rey, and let's welcome him to the show.
Thank you so much, and it's an
I
honor.
hope
It's an
I said
honor
your
to
name right.
yeah. It's an honor to be a part of the solution instead of the problem, and that means like standing with you side by side and getting that word out that we could
Right,
pat somebody on the back and tell them that they can make it another day when they feeling down.
right. So, Chaplain, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about you. Tell me about where some of this began. Your fight for the community.
Well, it started over 20 years ago. I think that when I had a made up mind to serve the Lord, I was out there on crack for over 20 years in the
Mm.
streets of San Francisco, sleeping on a cardboard box, state prison 4 times, and not even counting the violations. But those are the things that happen when you are in bondage, when you are under that bondage situation. You become powerless over drugs and alcohol, and I did. And it caused me to walk around with no shoes in the streets of San Francisco. I had literally lost my mind. Uh, but people came through there, police officer, some of
Uh-huh.
my relatives came through there and say, you know what, you can get up, man. You could get up, Dale Ray, and you're a good person, man. And it's all about picking yourself up by the bootstrap. But they said that, but it wasn't that easy.
I
Uh,
was gonna ask you if when they said that, if you felt like you could, if you believed that one day, you would get up at that moment.
I
Anyway, at that moment.
Yeah, well, it was in the back of my mind that maybe, just maybe, I can get up one day if I don't die out here. But it took me a long time. It took me many stints on sleeping on a cardboard box where people would walk over me and kick me and call me names, and definitely going to San Quentin State Prison 4 times, plus the violations. Those are eye openers right there. And smoking crack every day, 24/7. And people ask me today, how did you do this, man? Well, it's the simple word to me was I got tired of being tired. And so I had to turn it over to a higher power. That's what I did. But not after going through so much in my life, bumps and bruises. And I tell it just like I tell the youngsters today, man, you need to get this right. Whatever you're doing out there, you need to get it right, man, because whenever you go to jails or prison, it really ain't promised that you're going to come out of there. So,
Right.
yeah,
What was it like out there on a day-to-day basis, like on the streets, as a
vicious,
drug addict?
vicious. Everybody killing each other. I remember sometime that I was out there just doing crazy stuff, robbing and stealing, and have a whole lot of money in my pocket. And when I go to sleep, somebody be done cut my pocket off and took my money, took my shoes, took the food that somebody may have bought me. As I said, I was sleeping on the cardboard box. I remember smoking crack one night, and I saw a Mexican guy run into the liquor store, and another Mexican chased him in there and shot him to death right in the store. I saw another man in another area of Tenderloin, San Francisco, throw a man out the 14-story window. Yeah, I done saw a lot out there, sister.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's
Mhm.
rough, bro. That's rough. And
Yeah.
then these people you become family with out there, correct? Like you become their actual family, the people that are on the street with you out there together, right?
There was a lot of cutthroats out there, but everybody knew what everybody was doing. They was on the hustle and doing what they need to do. There's a certain amount of people that I'd hang with on a daily basis, probably three or four guys out that I'd be with. There's vicious out there. Everybody is not your friend. Just like in state prison, everybody is not your friend. There was a man walking around in San Francisco at the time I was out there. He was cutting the heads off of homeless men sleeping out on the street.
Jesus.
And I understand now that I was covered by the blood. He came right in the area I was and cut somebody's head off. Yet I was right there in the opening. I slept in the opening. I slept by a sewer with the heat coming out of there. That's what kept me alive when it got cold. But he cut people heads, 14 people he killed. And so I consider it.
And somehow, some way, in the midst of all that, God's angels covered you and protected you, and you were not touched.
I wasn't touched. The only time that I was touched was being self-destructive to myself, running away from the police and going to the a hotel and just jumping off the 4-story window. And somehow I went straight down. I consider that God was there. I went straight down and landed on my feet. And on my left ankle, it was crushed in 3 places. So I have some screws in my ankle. It reminds me when it gets cold, when it hurts, to never go back ever again. But I didn't learn from that. I still went out and took the attic with me, meaning I just went. I had the attic in me. I tried to run away. Went to Los Angeles and tried to rob a dope dealer. They chased me in the alley and shot me in the chest with a 38 and left me for dead.
But isn't a part of that vicious cycle also a part of the drug process and all of that too? Isn't that all a part of the lifestyle of it as a drug addict as well?
Yeah, of course, taking a chance every single day. And you live for that. I live for the drugs. I couldn't wait till the next day come. It was a part of it. I never ate, and drugs was my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I had got down to 80 pounds and walked around like a madman. And how vicious it is, sister. I remember smoking some crack, and I walked 20 miles with no shoes on. Who does that? As I look back over that now, that's not normal to walk around at 3 in the morning and then singing songs and nobody out there but you. It's crazy, but that's how it does, you know.
And dangerous, but you don't even see the potential of danger or any of that.
I didn't care.
Right.
Like I care today. You look around your surroundings. I just did not care. I didn't care. I didn't care about going into tough neighborhoods out there, knowing this just was a killing an hour ago just to get my drugs. Those are things you do. You don't care. Only thing, you just got a one-way mission. Let me go get my crack and I'll be all right,
And you were out there, you said, for 20 plus years.
20 some odd years. And through the grace of God, I've been clean 22 years. Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Woo, that's such a victory and oh.
Yeah.
Thank God. You
And I'm
know?
glad to have went through my giants in life in order to get to where I'm at today. So when I talk to the
Right.
youngsters, I talk to the men and women in the program, and I tell them that, sometimes things get tough, because my daughter died in my arms from drugs and alcohol in
Mm.
2009. I've lost two sisters, drugs and alcohol. I've lost two brothers, drugs and alcohol. My mom died from drinking. And life ain't fair, but recovery has taught me, excuse me, that life going to show up. And it's how you
Right.
deal with it.
I would say that the angels of your family members are working and operating through your program,
Yes, I believe that.
you know?
Yeah.
And ah, wow, what a sacrifice though,
What a
you know?
sacrifice. And I talk to them every day, and I realize that they whisper to me, we couldn't make it, but Dale Ray, you are there. And we
Mm.
are your cheerleaders, and we pulling for you. And the thing that I was the most rotten one out of all my family, and they are all gone through drugs. They all gone, and I was the one I was rotten all my life, and here I am that God has spared me, and so I don't do
But he
nothing.
knew also that you were going to carry that mission out and carry that mission forward. And, you know, you went under the hardest, but you fight the hardest too. You know what I mean?
Trust me, I
It's
do. I do.
yeah, because I mean, mine wasn't as severe as that, but I was a teen mother and I was a product of my community. And when I came from under that, I started, talking to teen mothers and really, really reaching out to them and telling them my testimony about what I went through, with physical abuse and being abused by my baby's father and things like that. And I had a testimony and I was able to reach. And now, even more, look at this. God is good. Like we have the platform here to be able to reach out to others on the masses. Um, and I just feel so grateful because, you know, hey, I mean, some of us we grow up in some neighborhoods. I grew up in Watts, California, where I didn't get the silver spoon handed to me, and it was some rough points. And I also had an alcoholic mom, you know, but she recovered. Thank God. She
Yeah.
went into a program and she had to get her life together, but it took some time. And we went through a lot with that,
Right.
with
Right.
having her as an alcoholic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard when you're a child and you're looking up to your mom and you're looking for guidance and things like that. And she reckless. And
Yeah.
you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And it's a lot of inner city kids raising themselves
Yeah.
because of that same scenario. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's tough for a lot of us, and I'm a product of it. And a lot of us that are watching are a product of either drugs, alcohol, physical abuse, some
Yeah.
of those things. And it's just not easy. And the more we get the awareness out there, the better. So tell us about your program.
I wanted to tell you also when you mentioned Los Angeles that even my addiction, I lived in Van Nuys, California, close to San Fernando. You know where I'm talking about? Van
Mm-hmm.
Nuys,
Oh yeah.
California. I lived right off
Mm-hmm.
by Reseda and Sherman Oaks, but I was running from my addiction back then. But as you just shared, you have that vehicle right now to inspire others, and I'm grateful. And so also like mine, like today, I'm a chaplain. I'm a certified chaplain, and that I go into the jails and prisons. Uh, yeah, I'm a life coach. I am
Wow.
a certified anger and domestic violence counselor. And so people could look me up and see what I do, that I do a lot of counseling and talking to the youth. And I ain't going into jail lately. There's a lot of politics, but I wanted to create uh, implement some programs in the jail for the men and women, and like teaching them about resumes, teaching them how to dress for success,
Right.
teaching them how to talk to people, shake hands. So you and I are, well, you my hero, and I want to be like you when I get big. I'm grateful.
Nah, listen, I feel like you're a champion. So how can we bring this together? And we already have. We already have brought our resources together tonight. I want to thank Free for referring you to me and giving me this referral, because look at God tonight. Look at we got audience. We got people that are tuning in, that are watching, and I know, it's a lot of people that have experienced uh, tough things in their childhoods, and you know what I mean. We're not the only ones. So, um,
Wait a
so
minute. I want to, I want
well,
also want
go
to
ahead,
share.
tell me.
Also want to
Tell me.
share. We're going to be here for a minute, but as a child, I was molested by my auntie every day, and never told my mom. My mom was babysitting a police daughter, and she wasn't at home. And you know what, sister? I kept that in for 30 years. And I think that's why I was shooting at police. I was trying to run over people in cars. I was angry, 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 and it built up in me. And I imagine that's what kept me going in and out of state prison. So with that, I want to say today I'm an anger and domestic violence facilitator, and I go into the courts and mediate for the women against abusers. So I fight hard.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah. You wanted me to give well, if everybody listening out there, they just have to, number one, they just type in my name. Is I'm just a little hot dog in a big ocean. As long as I can remain humble, I could just leave Dale Ray to the side and help somebody else. Type in my
It's
name. It's
Chaplain,
Dale Ray Smith.
Chaplain Del Rey. Uh-huh.
Type in Dale Ray Smith, one word. Um, you can also go to our website. Imagine that. We have a nonprofit, and I am founder and the program facilitator. That website is gaininggroundyouthservices.com. And
Gaining ground. Hold on one second. I'm writing it. Gaining ground. Is that two G's?
yeah, yes, it is.
Okay. Gaining ground youth services.
.com.
Okay. .com.
And
Okay.
you'll see what we're doing. As my wife is at work right now, she just texted me something, and I'm not really savvy on that because I'm just me and her are like Batman and Robin. She
Right,
does
right,
this,
right.
so she takes care of business
When
part.
did you meet your wife? You're ex drug addict, ex all these things. When
Well,
did you
I'm gonna
meet
tell you
her
this right here. Let me tell
in
you
the
this.
equation?
Yeah, let me tell you this. So when I was 18, she was 16. We are both from San Francisco, but
Okay.
we was childhood sweethearts. And one day in San Francisco, I told her as we was holding hands, walking by Union Square, I said, you know what? I'm tired of being out here, and I got to strike out for my riches. I'm going to move to Honolulu, Hawaii. And and nobody believed it. And
Hmm.
I took a carpet cleaning machine that this white guy taught me how to clean carpet. And I took that carpet cleaning machine with me to Honolulu, Hawaii. And you know what? When I got to Honolulu, Hawaii, I registered in a hotel called the Outrigger. So those who out there could hear me if they've been to Hawaii, they know about the Outrigger. And I began to call residences out there, out the yellow pages and
Mm-hmm.
white pages. And I was telling them that this is Dale Ray Smith, and I represent our lower enterprises. And I thought everybody thought I had a big enterprise, but it was only me. And long story short, I started cleaning carpet by myself. I cleaned Jack Lord house, the one on Hawaii 50. I cleaned Lee Major's house, Wilt Chamberlain. And after a year, I needed help. And so I hired these two Hawaiian guys,
Uh-huh.
youngsters like me. They used to be skateboard, surfing all the time on Waikiki. And so I hired them to work with me.
Right.
And a long story short, we did pretty good. And I started to venture out by myself. I met Famous Amos, the cookie man. I met him.
Oh,
He was
wow.
on. Yeah, he was only having a little small brown bag of cookies at the time. He had 3 or 4 cookies he sell on Waikiki. But I did something foolish. I let those Hawaiian guys, what the Hawaiian brothers, go, and I hired 5 of my real biological brothers, and they
Uh,
came over. I taught them everything, and they stole everything out of the hotel rooms. And a long story short, I was blackballed out of Honolulu, Hawaii. I never got another job. And at the time, I was 18. I was finna buy a home out in Honolulu, Hawaii at 18 years old. Uh,
mm,
yeah, I was finna buy a home. So with that said, I got back on the airplane. I left everything, left them over there too. And went straight to San Francisco, and I got on drugs, and I was on drugs ever since then. I felt
oh, wow.
I was a broken man, and after a
Especially
while, after doing, yeah,
when your family hurts you like that, that's a big deal too.
yeah, I
You
felt
know what
really
I'm saying?
betrayed. But after when I started getting clean, I got to the 5th year of my sobriety. I tried to look Cheryl up. That's my wife's name. I found out she had moved down here
Mm-hmm.
to Houston, and found out she was going through a divorce. And I told her mom out there in San Francisco to give Cheryl my number, and I was in
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco. She she didn't give me the number, but her daughter gave Cheryl the number, my wife. And Cheryl
Right.
called me, and I hadn't heard from her in 30 years. 3
Wow.
decades I haven't heard from her. And we talked, and she came out there to visit me. I told her what I had been through in my life. And she said, I never stopped loving you. And so we spent time
Oh,
together, and she kept coming back. And finally, I got down on my knees in front of Fisherman's Wharf in front of hundreds of people, and I begged her to marry me. And
that
so
is so beautiful of a
yeah,
story.
so we're married now for 16 years. She's my best friend, and it is a true love story.
Right.
And so I want to let everybody know that God is in a miracle working business. And
Yes, he is.
and I'm a trained man today. I do dishes and floors, all that, and do her nails, all of that. So
Yes, he. Yes, God is.
yeah,
Got it. That is a true love story, and I'm so glad that you guys were able to, you know, come back together like that. That's
after
beautiful.
30
That's
years, yeah, yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, after
That's
30 years,
beautiful.
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
But
So didn't you
can I
go ahead. Go ahead.
I
Tell
just
me.
gonna
Tell me.
give
Tell
them. I just wanted to give them my phone number. I still have that San Francisco area code. My number is 415
Let me write that down for everybody. 415.
756
Mm-hmm.
0494.
0494.
Yeah, and that's my cell. And my wife's cell, her number is 832
Okay. Hold on.
650
Eight
Well,
three
that's
two.
wrong. No, take that off. Take it off. I'm giving you an old number. Her, my wife number, I'm sorry, is 832
Mm-hmm.
265
Mm-hmm.
2073.
2073.
So
Okay.
you can reach us, and we got emails if they need that too. But we ready to go.
Now,
We ready
let
to
me
do
ask you this. Let me ask this question. What is it right now that your program needs at this time?
We need funding. We need clothing and toiletries for women. Um, we need a building. We love to have a building that we could lease, because like I service a lot of teens at risk out here in the Humble area. They have
Okay.
no place to go. They end up going to juvenile, going to jail, and we would love to have a building. Well, even if we a fixer up building, and
Right.
we have a lot of programs that my wife has put together. Young daddies programs, uh, life skill programs, um, working with police outreach programs. We do community service, and we're also my granddaughter. She's in recovery too, and um, we are searching for a house
A house.
down in the
Okay.
Houston area. We're searching
Uh-huh.
for a house, uh, 4 bedroom. We're gonna name it. God say, name it and claim it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is for the women that's in transition, who are in what is called a Santa Maria women's recovery program, and they need to transition out of there. And so we were looking for a house
What?
for them to come to. We're looking for them a house where they can come to, where they can call home. Everybody got their own bedroom. And my daughter's, that's going to be her baby. She wants to draw nigh to the females. She wants to be close to the females who has been through it. But
Right.
we need help. And if you want to help fund it, we need a grant. Love to have a grant so we could even do something, a safe house for human trafficking victims. You know,
Okay.
we ask for big things, but to God, it's not a big thing.
It's
I,
not. It's not. I can look around, shoot, and see some clothing that I can donate. Women's
cool,
clothes. Like,
cool.
it's things that we don't even think about that we can be of some blessing with. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
so that, yeah, like you said, it's not too hard for God. We just got to put it out there.
yeah.
We
And
just gotta put
everybody,
it
this
out
is not about Dale Ray. It's not about one single individual. And I don't get nothing but my blessings come when I could help transform a life through God. When I could see a
there.
youngster get off the corner of selling drugs and become a manager in a store, that's my high right there. I've done my job. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Reach
exactly,
one,
exactly.
teach one, you know? So y'all want to help us, you can help us. We need help. We need serious help. You can contact us. And like I say, I'm gonna give them this right here, please. My
Yes,
wife,
definitely.
yeah, my wife just sent this.
I'm trying to write it as you're giving it to me.
Oh, okay. She said, just tell tell them just to donate, go to our website, and
Uh-huh.
also to find the book where we wrote down the. Oh yeah, she said we all, because you can also find the book where we wrote down the Gaining Ground PayPal. My book is on Amazon. Book
Okay.
about my life is called To Hell and Back.
Let me write that down. Amazon I'm writing it as you telling it to me. So give me a minute.
Yes.
um, to hell and back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That book is to purchase the book, but definitely go into the website I gave you, which is Gaining Ground,
Mm-hmm.
youthservices.com, and they can scroll down and go to the PayPal. She makes sure that
And
button is
that's
pressed.
Gaining Grounds YouthServices.com, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And they can see me in action. They can see my videos, me talking to the youth. They'll see me talking in the jails and prisons, at the schools.
Okay.
And if somebody ever needs me, if you're hearing me out there, I'll come to you. I enjoy speaking at rallies. I
Yeah.
enjoy doing 101. I'll
Yeah.
travel. If I ain't got no gas, I come on a skateboard.
All right. We know. We know that ain't nothing for you, like the skateboard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm happy
That's
today.
Gaining Ground YouthServices.com. That is your website. I wrote it again for a third time so we can have it in there again for those that are just joining us. If you guys want to be of a blessing and donate to their program, please reach out to their website, Gaining Ground YouthServices.com, and go ahead and place your donations and get in touch with them that way. All the information is on there: clothing, cash, you know what I mean, the whole
Yeah.
nine. Please,
Yeah.
please, because what he's doing, what you guys are doing is an amazing thing for our communities, and I support it. I support it. Me and my kids, we're probably gonna get some clothing and stuff together, and put a package together for you so we can put it in the mail. Hopefully by next week at the latest. And
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Because because hey granddaughter, I have you on this speaker, and they're doing a talk, but I just want to say how much I love you too, and all that you believe in grandpa too. I just got my granddaughter on the speaker right here, but yeah, and I was telling them, granddaughter, about what you're doing as far as um, we in search for a women's a house for the women. And say hi, granddaughter.
Hello. Welcome to the Queen G Live experience, baby.
Yeah, so she says, welcome to Texas, and I'm gonna call you a little later, okay? Thank you for lunch today or two, okay?
Thank you, Grandpa. Okay.
I love you, baby.
All right.
All
Love you
right.
too.
So those out there need to realize and know that her mom died in my arms in 2009 from drugs and alcohol, and it literally it took a lot out of me. But
Right,
being in recovery has taught me a lot. It has taught me that you could hold on, you could bend, but you don't have to break through the storms and through the trials that we face in this world. Three sons in state prison, yet I have spoken to all three of my sons. I want y'all youngsters to listen to me out there. I've spoken to them. I've spent daddy time with them. We go to lunch and telling them, you need to be productive citizens in society. Yet one
right.
of my son is doing 20 years, the other one is doing 10 years, and the other one is on his way back. So, we could be the good mommy and daddy. We could set that example, but then the kid has to come to a realization that, hey, I got to do what's right.
Right,
But
right,
it helps
right,
if
right,
the
right.
mom and dad is a great example, and sometimes they don't have that, because my mom and dad, they drank and fought, eat every day, and he whooped her with a extension cord every day. I saw this every day.
Yeah.
So
See, I know what the lifestyle of an alcoholic household is, and those effects and what it does to you. And a lot of it is mental distress. from the back and forth, you know, the back and forth. And when they're addicted, it's a hard time. You know what I mean? It's a hard moment. It's a hard moment. Like you're trying to get to them. Don't you care about yourself? Don't you love yourself? And they don't hear nothing. They just they keep taking that bottle back, and that's all their priority is. And they pay for it. They live for it. They sleep for it. Everything.
Hey, you know what? And the power of addiction had me smoking crack every day. And I was raising, me and my ex at the time, I was raising 5 kids, 2 daughters and 3 sons, all in stair steps. But yet what I did was chose to have them out there with me begging for quarters in Los Angeles, begging for quarters in Florida. I bought a mobile home, a used mobile home, and rode them around. And what they remember today is how Dad was hustling at truck stops. I fed them, but I didn't have recovery. I didn't have none of that. But they ate, but still I wasn't a daddy. I was in a man's body, but I wasn't a father. And I think that's part of the reason my sons are in state prison right now. It's part of the reason that my daughter killed a man when she was 14. It's part of the reason my other daughter got some serious anxiety going on. She'll run out butt naked hearing voices. I'm a part of that problem. Mom and Dad, I'm telling you, Mom and Dad, if you ain't got it right, there's consequences. If you ain't got it right, there's going to be consequences. These kids need us. You know how bad that hurt me? I cry every day that my sons have to get up in Huntsville State Prison at 3 a.m. and pick peanuts for the white man in there. And if he eat one, the horse going to stump him.
I love what you said about
my son has
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and my son has to get up at 3 a.m. and go wash dishes in the kitchen, and they paying him 35 cents a day. Are you kidding me? We got a job to do. It's about reach one, teach one. It ain't about Mom and Dad. I talk to these black men out here, they running around with pants all down to their knees. Man, what's wrong with y'all? I'm getting heated on this show, sister. We need some.
I already know, bro. I already know. But I love the statement. I was saying that I love the statement that you said, in a man's body, but not a father. It's so many of those.
Oh, yeah.
That's real. So many of those.
Yeah.
Their physical body is there. You know what I'm saying? Right. But they're not a true man and stepping up to the plate and stepping into position of fathering. It's a different role.
Right.
Than just a physical body being there. It's different.
They think it's all right to do that once a month. Daddy, put that daddy work in once a month. That don't make, I really hope y'all listen to me. You know what? It ain't about that. You know, lay down with this woman, this young lady, and then you running over here, staying all night, drinking Cavassier with your boys, and you not being a man. I'm gonna tell you right now, I just became a man, and I'm 67 years old. I'm just learning to do what God want me to do, and I'm 67 years old. God had to lay me down. God had to lay me down. That's my hun caller. See. Hold
Go
on.
ahead. Handle your business.
God had to lay me down.
Real type of shows.
Yeah, God had to lay me down, sister. And he had to do complete surgery on my heart. Hey, honey. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I'm not on the radio. I'm on video.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to you later.
But say hi to her, honey. She can hear you.
Hello. Good. He speaks very highly of you.
Yeah, I speak very highly of you. You know what that means? That means that you're gonna. Well, I speak very highly of you. That means you're gonna run me some bath water tonight, right? Tell me something, Lori. I'll talk to you later, honey. I gave him the website and everything. Okay, I'll talk to you later. But
hey, that was so raw and uncut and real. When you love your mate,
hey girl,
that's how
I'll tell
you
you
talk.
what, you know what? There's nothing I wouldn't do because I think it's also making amends, but I pray that after getting clean, that God will send somebody to me. And who would know that he'll do it like that? I'm gonna give you back Cheryl. You haven't saw her in 30 years. Who does that but God? And so
Restoration, you got restored in so many areas of your life. That's only God that can do that.
It's only God.
You got restored in so many areas of your life.
Yeah.
And that's deep, brother. That is deep.
Yeah. And we joke a lot. And when she hear me telling people, oh man, I want to be like you when I get big, she like, well, honey, I'm tired of hearing that. Get something new. But she's taught me a lot because I've come from the ashes. She's taught me so much about the business world, and I mean, what? When she first got me a laptop when I moved down there, I was scared to touch it. I'm like, what is that?
Right.
But we have a teachable spirit, yet black men out there, you have to have a teachable spirit, and I do. And I'm really praying. First, I want to thank this sister for bringing me on like here. And as I said, Dale Ray is I'm just a little hot dog in a big ocean, and I just want to leave that legacy that I was here, and that I can help somebody.
Well, I want you to feel at home here at Queen G Live Experience, and just know any updates that you have for your program. Always share and tag it to me, and we will promote you. We will put it out there and make sure that people are aware of what you're doing in our communities. I think that you're very vital, and I believe again that through all the toughness and the hard times that God is using your life to recover so many others. So you can let go of that guilt, of, oh my God, it was so bad because of my life was so this and that. No, but God is using your life now to touch each and every person that you're touching. And because of that, he is pleased. He is well pleased. You know what I mean? And we don't have to drag that guilt with us everywhere and keep it coming, day after day after day after day, because you know what I'm saying? That is what he's doing with you. He's using your life to recover so many others. Because they guess what? A drug addict is not going to turn around if they don't really hear from a drug addict or a person that understands where they're at. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine me? I ain't never done it, never done none of that stuff. I mean, not to say that mine wouldn't impact the same, but it wouldn't. Mine wouldn't impact the same. Right. Because I don't really know what it's like to, smoke crack and then go out there. And I don't know the same.
Yeah.
What you experience. Homelessness, though, I can tell you a lot about that.
Yeah.
Washing up in the carport and in the gas station at the, you know what I mean? In the sink. I can tell you about all that. Taking your whole entire family up and down the road just to have a place to sleep for that night.
You know what?
I can tell you about that lifestyle, but
that's why you're my female champion, and they need the teens, even some of the men out there who's been abused. Even men don't like to talk about it, and I kept it in for 30 years, and it could hurt you so bad that it'll cause you to just be self-destructive and become danger to somebody else. I'd have been in San Quentin with Tookie Williams and Charles Manson. Those is the ones at San Quentin. I don't know who down here, but I done been in there with him. You know what I'm saying? And I just believe that we all have a part to play in this life, and that's to help somebody else. You could
Right.
pass somebody and pat them on the back and tell them that they could make it another day. That's it. They might just need to hear that. So,
Right. And James King Prez is actually on here. He actually lives in Houston. So maybe you guys can connect on that end as well. And I believe that God is going to use this podcast to bring so many others together. I'll be in the Houston area soon. I definitely want to meet you guys in person and, you know what I mean? Network with you and see what else I can bring to the table. I will have some kind of box with me when I come. Me and my kids, you know what? I teach my children things like that because I want them to learn community. You understand? And what the importance of community is,
yeah.
and how it is to get a box together for a family, or what that's like to put some clothes together and pull all that together to give. I want them to know those kind of things. And I teach my kids that regularly. You hear me? Regularly. And they're only, I have a set of 9-year-old twins, wow. a 10-year-old daughter that's about to be 10. And then I got, you heard what I said, I got 9-year-old twins and one that's going on 10. Right. That's confusing a little bit.
Oh, I got that.
All three of my kids were born in the same year.
Wow. Wow.
Right. And one is almost 10. They're like, 10 months apart or something like that. So 2 months of the year, they're all the same age.
I take my hat off. I take my hat off to you. You done experienced a whole lot, and raising the family ain't easy. And
no, it's not. And my son weighed only 1 pound 7 ounces at birth. He was special need. He's special. You know what I mean? He has some situations. He was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at 2 years of age. But I don't raise him to be disabled. I raise him to learn how to live in society.
Right.
To prepare him for the real world as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He got
because if we baby that, oh no.
Yeah.
We gotta keep it realistic. Like, what job is he gonna be able to do if I sit here and baby him? He has to really, you know what I mean? I have to, me and my husband both have to prepare him for the real world. So he takes out the trash cans around here. He does a lot. You know what I mean?
I definitely want to reiterate how important it is that I know you have a lot of listeners, and how important is, how vital it is that if we can get the house 3-4 bedroom, I don't care if it's in the hood or whatever, we need a house that's by a bus stop so we can help these women. We need a building. And I don't think it's asking a lot. I don't think it's asking a lot to ask people to help us out, to help us get a fixer-upper building where we could implement programs. And I'm also the neighborhood watch out here in Humboldt, Texas. Imagine.
Great.
I work closely with the chief of police, the constables. They know what I do. And so if you ain't right,
you're making sure also that the communities are safe.
Yeah, and I do that. Everybody knows me too. So if you ain't right, and where your kids at, and they in gang, where your kids at nighttime, they're around here scaring the old people, and then I'm gonna get rid of you. Me and the police don't play, and people know me, but hey, I'm the real deal around here, and I work with you. Keep our neighborhood safe, but you gonna do the right thing, or you getting out the neighborhood. It's gonna be a
right.
So I got the neighborhood. I got the, as I said, the outreach programs that we work with the police, and we do a lot of at-risk youth intervention. a lot of community service. I have the kids helping me clean up and beautify the neighborhood. Imagine that. I keep saying imagine that because it seemed like yesterday I was in the gutter. It seemed like yesterday I was in the gutter, and I say, oh my God, I got 22 years clean. How great thou art. Thank you.
I'm impressed with the fact that you're a recovering crack addict.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal to me.
Yeah.
That right there, bro, ain't easy. I don't care what somebody say. That right there, that ain't an easy one.
I think you have a made up mind, and you say, I'm tired of being tired. And then once you play the role in your mind and says, hey, I'm tired of giving my money to the crack man to buy his woman some hair, she just gonna be bald headed.
Right.
Or if you're tired of seeing him, if you're tired of seeing him drive a Hummer and you ain't even got a skateboard, something wrong with that picture. So really, I was a hoe out there, and I'm keeping a hoe with a skirt on because I'm giving you all my money, and I ain't had a can of soup. So you put all them things together, and what do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to do down the line? You want to die like this? What is your legacy going to be to Dale Ray? And that kept echoing in my mind too. So I'm here today to, y'all out there, help us out in the organization. Y'all got the website, and we're a legit organization. We're 501c3. So
yes, and that again, let me go back. It's Gaining Ground, and that's 2 G's. Gaining, and then the word ground. Youthservices.com. Please hit that website. Get in touch with them. Let them know that you saw them on the show Queen G Live Experience. I think James King Prez, he says that he wants to join the team. He lives in Houston area, so most likely he will be contacting you. And listen, I'm not worried. I believe that God is going to open so many doors just from this one podcast, from this one show.
Thank you.
Because you guys are also doing the foundational.
You can see me?
Huh?
You can see me?
Yeah. I see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody see me out there?
Yeah, everybody can see you.
Oh my God, I wasn't even.
You got look. However you gonna present, and you listen. You lucky I dressed down for this interview because I usually am more flashy up. I usually have this going on and the. But see, let me tell you something about me, Chaplain. I follow my spirit. God told me keep it low key tonight.
Right.
I usually go way like I got the hat on and got my eyebrows and lipstick on. God told me keep it low key tonight. He said, nope, don't do it. And I always follow my spirit. When God told me, giving me specific orders, I do it because it's important to listen and pay attention to your spirit. You know,
I didn't do that. I didn't do that for a long time. I was stubborn. I ran away. I ran away and kept running away, and just like he had him swallow him up in the whale's belly. I was running away, and when I did learn that God had took that desire away from me, all of the desire was gone for vodka and crack. It was gone. And all of a sudden I say, well, this too good. I don't think I want to share this with nobody about it. I don't need to be going to no recovery program. I'm gonna keep this between myself. But then that right there, I had 30 days clean, and then I had a relapse. I had 7 relapses before I got to this 22 years clean.
To the final thing. Yeah. Even if you feel like, you know what I mean, dang, I blew it, you can get back on it. That's that right there. You stating that lets us know even if you relapse and feel like you blew it, you can still get back on it and get back on the road to recovery too. So
it ain't over. It ain't over till you say
no,
it's over. You could bounce back, get back on that horse, ride again. When you fall, get up, shake the dust off. Because if you lay down and don't get up, you done lost already. If you could look up, you could get up.
yeah, exactly. Wow.
Thank you.
Well, you have been an amazing guest tonight, Chaplain. I just absolutely cannot wait to sync with you guys in your program when I come to Houston. And I want to thank everybody that tuned in. And like I said, you may want to watch some of these upcoming shows because they get more and more real. We are not bringing the sugar-coated version of anything to you. And I want my audience to understand that, you know what I mean? If you have made mistakes in your life, you can get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? We all have made mistakes. We all have had situations. If you've lived a life, you've had situations. Right. Period. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody exempt from it. You know what I'm saying? But the way that Chaplain explained it, you know what I mean? He blew it a lot of times and got back on track and got his life together. And now he is out giving unto others and serving the community in a blessing way. So you can do it and you can make it happen. And your life also can be used in a powerful capacity as well. So yeah, I'm gonna jump off of here.
Let me show them something. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
And so, you know, I like to tell everybody is that when God got something for you to do, I'm serious about what I do. Y'all see this right here?
That's your Chaplain badge.
That's right.
All right. Yes, sir. Dale Ray Smith. That's his Chaplain badge, y'all. He really officially is a Chaplain.
I'm pretty proud of it. I'm proud of it. But if I can't help somebody else, it don't mean nothing to me. I have all of these things and received the United States Presidential Service Award from Barack Obama. But if I can't help somebody else, none of this means anything to me. Each day we all should wake up and say, who could I help today?
Exactly. Yep. That's real talk. Well, thank you, Chaplain, so much for being such an amazing guest tonight on this podcast. And I know this is going to help so many people as it goes out to the masses. Let's all keep sharing it. And whatever you can do to be a blessing to this program, please reach out to him. Again, it's gaininggroundyouthservices.com. gaininggroundyouthservices.com. And I'm going to show that again at the top right here. That is how you spell their website. So please get in touch with them. And y'all, we out of here. We going to get off of this live. Thank you so much, Chaplain. You've been amazing and very, very powerful. Peace. Good night to you. Wasn't that amazing, y'all? That was Chaplain. They have a program, gaininggroundyouthservices.com. Thank y'all for watching and tuning in to this real live. Wow, I've never heard of a crack addict that had been on it for so long that recovered like that. So he is a walking miracle, really, and a walking testimony. And I just think it's so powerful. So anyway, that's my little feedback and comment afterward. And I'm grateful that he was a special guest on the show today. I'm gonna bless the program and do what I can to be of some kind of blessing to them, clothing wise, money wise, food wise. So you do the same, okay? If you can reach out to that website and be of some kind of blessing, please do so. And thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's Queen G Live Experience. This is your girl, Queen G. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.